Hey, welcome to Done For You Real Estate. I'm here with Dallin Earl, one of our lead real estate agents here in the office for our Utah market. And I wanted just to take a few minutes to address a question that I get when I'm working with my clients all the time. And I know Dallin gets quite often, and that is a real estate bubble. We've experienced one in the past, not too far in the past, and everybody wants to know, like, are we going to experience that same thing? It's a great, great question from our clients that are investors, and even if you're looking to, purchase your own home, it's always the key question with any investment is, when do I buy? Is it a good time to buy? And so forth. But I'm going to turn that and ask Dallin that question, since he's our resident real estate expert here in Utah. But Dallin, what do you think?
In answering this question, we got to look at, well, what happened? What caused the bubble in 2008? Mm-hmm. So some of the factors that caused that. One, we had irresponsible lending practices. You could get a loan. I'm not sure if you knew this, but you could get a loan even without a social security number.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
You didn't have to prove your income. If I wanted to qualify for a $500,000 house, all I had to do was tell them I made enough to qualify for a $500,000 house, and I didn't have to prove it.
Stated income loans in the past,
The credit scores that you had to have were lower. Mm-hmm. They were less strict on that. You often didn't even have to turn in your tax returns. Mm-hmm. So that's one factor. Another is building. They were building so fast, and they were building cities. Eagle Mountain is a case in point in that. You also had a lot of mom and pop shops they'd buy a plot of land and they build on it. They didn't know anything about real estate, anything about building. They just heard that everybody was making money building these spec homes, and they would do it too. And so we had a lot of people building these homes, and the building was outpacing the demand, the buyers that were available.
Interesting.
And so those, and then so there's the lending practices, the inventory, the building was going on super fast. So all of those things led to the market crash. Mm-hmm. Fast forward several years to today. Where are we at? Are we seeing these same things? So one for lending practices. Right after the market crash, lending got super strict. And yes, they've let up a little bit, but not much. I'm still seeing very responsible lending. You still have to have 2 years tax returns. You have to have a social security number. You have to prove your income, and often prove it in multiple different ways. Mm-hmm. So they're still very strict on the lending. You still have to have a very good credit rating in order to be able to get a loan. Mm-hmm. So I'm just not seeing the same lending practices.
Yeah, you can ask our clients too. They know this as well.
Yes. You know this if you've done a refinance recently.
It's a real pain. So.
Yes, it is. It's a real pain, but it's responsible lending.
Yeah.
Building. I'm not seeing these mom and pop shops that are building these spec homes everywhere. It's still the large and mid-sized builders that are building out these subdivisions, but they're building responsibly. We're not building entire cities. And then that also goes to the inventory. The inventory is still not caught up to what the demand is. When the market crashed, building stopped for many years, mm-hmm. and we're just now starting to build again, but we haven't even caught up to where the demand is.
And I think a lot of my clients and a lot of people in general, they have this this fear of another bubble burst. But it's really interesting because you're right. I mean, inventory and building stopped. I mean, or the building stopped, and so that put a kibosh on the inventory. But we're still not even where we need to be to keep pace with the demand for housing in Utah. As a matter of fact, there's been articles in the news lately that they forecast a shortage for housing in Utah in the next while, actually.
Yep.
And so anyways, continue forward.
Yeah. So then that brings us to home prices. The reason I get this question so often is, are we going to see another bubble? Is because we're seeing home prices increase dramatically and steadily. In Utah, we've seen about 6 to 7% appreciation over the last few years, which is really good, and it's really fast growth. But when you look at real estate overall, we generally see a 3% appreciation rate over, averaged out over 30 years. Mm-hmm. So we were seeing that, and then the bubble hit, and then there's the crash, and so appreciation went down for a few years, either stopped or was negative appreciation. But we've come up to where we're back on track with that 3% appreciation. So we're
as
not
far as
above
home,
that.
home prices, like, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, our medium home price just barely exceeded where we were at in like 2007, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, our
Median home price
is
is
about 295 right
Yep.
now. I think at the height, right before the downturn, we were probably at 290 as far as the Utah median home price. Does that sound right?
Yep, and then that went down, but now we're back up to where we should be for that 3% appreciation growth.
Interesting. So, summary,
Um,
bubble or not?
No, I'm not in Utah. In the Utah market, we're just not seeing it.
Okay.
We've got lots of businesses coming in, bringing in new jobs. Building's been responsible, lending's been responsible, and prices are right where they should be right now.
Yeah. Well, cool. Hey, thanks, Dallin. I really appreciate that. Done for you. That's our take as well. Done for you real estate here in Orem. As far as Utah, we really don't foresee a bubble in the near future, actually. It's a great market. It's a very interesting market right now. And so if you have further questions about your property or buying or selling in Utah or about any of our markets, give us a call. We are more than willing to talk about markets and how things are going and prices and trends and, the best of what we can do as far as a forecast in that regard. But I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to chat with you. And signing off from Utah, this is Nathan Larson and Dallin Earl. Thank you.
Thanks.